Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for 3 p.m. Eastern, July the 6th, 2019. It is an interesting process going about when we see things, even if we say, I'm not going to listen to it, the frequencies still are there. You hear things. It's real important that you are able to differentiate. There's people in the matrix that report things, and they get intel and all these things happening. And they believe that they're in the know, that they really know because of this information they've received and what they've researched, and they report it. The point is that how can anyone really know what is transpiring if they're still in the matrix, but they believe that they are not in the matrix, that they're out of it, that they're aware of everything? It's the difference between day and night, because you do not see what's happening undercover. You don't see it. But imagine if you were outside of the bubble and you could zoom in with clarity on any event, any situation currently happening, transpiring on this planet, in this planet, and above this planet. So in other words, you're way outside, but you can see everything, zoom in, pinpoint accuracy, and watch as things transpire. Now, this planet has been, it's gone through many things, okay? And millions and millions of years. And there have been different civilizations. There have been the dinosaur civilization. There was the caveman civilization and the different levels. And there were civilizations before that. And as there's so many civilizations that we don't know about that have been wiped, so that humanity, this civilization, isn't aware of, doesn't know what transpired. And this is all connected to, if you can't see it from the outside, you can, if you put yourself in that focus, you can see yourself from the outside. See it. See what's going on. Because what's happening in the bubble is a controlled mechanism. Everything is controlled. Every single thing is orchestrated, either in planning for years and years and years, or already engaged. You have to do, if you could just look at our short history on this planet, you've got always a force wanting to imprison the civilization and rule the world. Okay? Always a force wanting that and to accomplish that. I'll just name a few. Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, Caesar, Julius Caesar, Napoleon Bonaparte, Stalin, Mao. You can go through time, find these people who wanted to control the world. And it never happened. And if it got close to it, it was destroyed. It fell apart from the inside out. Now, people ask me, is this the first time that we have gone through this big transition, into the peace, in the golden 1,000 years of golden peace? Remember something, and this is very important. You have this quadrant of the galaxy, quite large, several star systems, civilizations, and this whole area. And then outside of it, you have controllers that control it all. They control all the civilizations. So the matrix just isn't here, it's everywhere in this area, in this quadrant. So that's what I'd say. You look from the outside in. And this 1,000 years of golden years of peace has happened before. And then after the 1,000 years of peace, it goes back down into degradation. Slowly deteriorates into what we have today. And then it comes in our 1,000 years. But this is different, because that's been broken. It won't be 1,000 years. It'll be forever. Okay? And you really have to discern, because there's a lot of, because this is one of the homes of the low frequencies. This is one of the homes, this planet. It's one of the homes. It's where they burrow in. It's where they nest. And it's where they expand and rule and command and manipulate. All right? Usually the manipulation with any of the leaders that don't agree is death. Obliteration of the physical body. So, what we're meditating about today is peace forever. Peace forever. In other words, peace and all that there is, ever was, and ever will be. Ever. Peace forever. Now, some people say, wow, that's not possible. That's just wishful thinking. That's crazy. See, that kind of thinking in the mind and ego is very dangerous, because it will be created if the majority believe in that direction. Can you imagine if you've got pushing 8 billion of a civilization on a planet, and you can control them and manipulate their minds by actions, by external authority. You could actually have them create whatever you desired. You could manipulate them into them believing things which were not real, but then made them real. This is real important. Everything that you are exposed to, everything, is about manipulating your power. That's what it's about. Manipulating your power. The external sources, that's their only way to have rulership over you, is by flashing, showing, hearing, experiencing all of these lower frequencies and being bombarded by them, so that you You believe the illusion. There's an interesting movie. You should see it for the perspective of how technology can create things that seem absolutely real, destructive, but aren't. Okay? This is Spider-Man Far From Home. You should see this for the technology in there and what can be done on a large scale, period. This is alive and well today. It isn't that movie is it's depicting that technology is here and is used all the time. And you begin to realize that you must be aware of who and what you are, and you must walk softly until you're completely out of this matrix. That's how the power and the control of this planet has always been able to suppress the civilization, by getting them to believe the illusion, to believe the lie. Now think about it, because you will find it through your heart mind that it is absolutely exact, and you'll find it to be very, very true. It's what you believe is what the power of creation is about. So if you get a bunch of people on the planet that are scared, frightened, fearful, intimidated, depressed, okay? And then you give them the impression that you're the savior, that you're going to save them, you're going to help them, that you're going to do this for them and that for them. All eyes are on that leader. Hoping, wishing, waiting for all of these wonderful things. You see how you've been tricked? We've all been tricked into letting others do things for us, letting others think for us, letting others lead us blindly. Because most of the time, about 99.9% of the time, it is an illusion. It's trickery. It's mysticism. That's what it is. And when you can finally understand that completely, you'll really move completely out of it. Because you'll say, this is absolutely absurd. Why would I spend my energies creating things for myself that were the opposite of what I desire? And that's what we do. We create things. The things we create, majority of the time, are the things that are the opposite of what we desire. How many times do you find yourself in financial stressful situations? How many times throughout life? Off and on. How many times do you worry, stressing, and fearing? Because of shelter, of food, of water, of a bed to sleep in, of a roof over your head type. You know, it's a constant, it plays with us. It continually entices us. Oh, look at all these wonderful things. And when you get there, it's the opposite. You know, you have to be very, 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 very careful. And that's a good thing. Because guess what it does? It moves you in the now, to focus on the now, and it makes you cognizant of the very things that trick you. When you are able to do this, I know a lot of you are getting to the point where you are, and you click all this together, you snap it all together, you'll have a beautiful picture. You'll say, this is the garbage. I'm not going to participate in that. I'm not going to create war. I'm not going to create destruction. I'm not going to do that. That's crazy. Over here, there's the paradise. I'm going to create the paradise. I'm going to create the happiness and the joy. But guess what? You are the orchestrator. You have got to do that. You can't just say it. You have to engage it. Watch what happens. The magic that starts coming into view is you becoming involved with it and you creating it, as everyone should be. And not allow yourselves to doubt any of it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, all this doom and gloom stuff that keeps building on the planet is the desperation of the dark heart's last breaths. Right? It's like when you corner a rabid dog or an animal that's in pain, is when they're the most dangerous. It's the opposite of what is actually forming, interim formation of peace, joy, and bliss and happiness. It's the interim. It's basically the transition point out of this into a transition, and then out of the transition into the paradise. So we've got 3 steps. We move out of the matrix, we go into transition phase. Transition phase is like a roller coaster ride, but fun. It's not a real heavy roller coaster. It's up and down, and spin around. And after the transition, you go into the peace, the love, and the joy. Bottom line. So, peace forever is obtainable. Very much so. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, which I'm sure most of you are. And you're going to want to relax. While I'm talking, you're going to want to move into the now. And as you move into the now, you remind yourself all day long, when you start skipping off into the future, skipping off into the past, and they're random because the mind is there trying to get hold, trying to get control, you immediately say, you switch and you focus on exactly what you're doing at that time and the now. And then those things will vaporize and go away. So you have to be constantly cognizant, and you have to be constantly aware and be in control of the mind. And when your mind is trying to dictate to you, you say, look, I'm the master here. You're not. So stay your place. So as you move into the now, not tomorrow, not yesterday, not tomorrow ever, not yesterday ever, just the now. Because everything takes place in the now. And when you're in the now, you will begin to relax. Your shoulders are dropped. Body will decompress. It will be more at a peace and a joy. Because you're only in the now. Where do you think worry comes from? Not in the now. It's always in the future or always in the past. One of the two. It's exactly what happens. That's why we have stress. That's why we have fear. That's why we have anxiety. That's why we have depression. Because we are not in the now. And we're not focused on exactly the now and what we're doing at that very moment in the now. Always. So as you do this and as you're relaxing, you're going to want to breathe. And you want to breathe, breath in through the nose, breath out through the mouth. And as you breathe in, you want to hold it 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. You want to exhale through the mouth. Why do you hold your breath? Hold your breath because it moves you to focus on your breath. Breathing is very important for our bodies because most of us shallow breathe and we take in only about 18% oxygen. This is why the body comes sometimes as fatigued. This is why our energy levels aren't what they should be. This is why we have certain things happen in the body. So you breath in, breath out, I do this 6 times while I'm talking, and as you breathe in, you're breathing in divine positive energy. Only positive. You'll find this to be true. And as you breathe in through the nose, and as you take in the divine positive energy, which is from source, which is ever, it comes from all that there is, ever has been, and ever will be. It comes from the massive numbers of civilizations and consciousness, and the collective consciousness, and the collective consciousness everywhere. It is absolutely, tremendously, deeply powerful. You recognize it as you breathe it in. Forever peace. Forever peace. We acknowledge this. You know what this means? This means that we are in balance. This means that the feminine and the masculine is in balance. This means that we are in total harmony, that we are in total joy, that we are in total love, that we are in total kindness, generosity, in total everlasting peace, forever peace. This is a combination of all of these things. Feel it as you breathe it in. It is communicated to us through this divine line of frequency from source. As you breathe out the matrix crap, the matrix goop, the friction, the contradictions, the lie, deceit, all of it. We have no need for it at all. Why would we ever hold on to it? Why would we ever continually participate in it? Sure, you will, as you transition, as you come out of the matrix and you move into the transition, yes, you will be interactive with some of the things in the matrix, but less and less and less. And as you breathe out, you're breathing out the matrix. And you know exactly what that is. You know exactly what it involves. You know exactly all of it. Completely. We're all protected in a fine mist sphere. Now, the sphere is an extension of our energy, of our God energy. And it's made up of many high frequencies. And we have the emerald green healing flaming light of Archangel Raphael. But this is us as well. Right? We have the purple transmuting flame, we have the violet ray, we have the white fire, we have the purple, violet, blue flaming light of Archangel Michael. We're all made up of this, guys. Period. We all have this. And we're all protected 24/7, always. And we fold into our heart mind. We move effortlessly up, way above the heart, and we're just floating. And as we float, we are literally embraced and merged with our gods. And our gods, that's what's so funny. People talk about gods like they're, these different civilizations because of their technologies. It's comical. because we're all gods. And God, look at the word, okay? We are from source. We are from the everlasting. We are from pure light, love, energy. And we merge, and we are at peace. The spirit, the God, is always at peace. It's the body that is not, for the biological body, the physical. And we create paradise on earth. We don't do it in the Matrix. The Matrix collapses, turns into ash, is blown away. We're talking about the paradise, because as the paradise forms, the Matrix collapses. And so the paradise is a much higher frequency, as our gods are a much higher frequency. So we literally, that's why you don't see, when you're in the body, that's why it's difficult for you to see the gods, the spirits. Okay? Very few can, some can. That's why you cannot hear them. They're in a different frequency. But you're creating paradise every time you do this. Wouldn't you like to be this way always? Where paradise is forever? And that can be. We bring heaven to earth. That's one of our missions, is to free this planet and all life on it and in it, is to lift it and elevate it, is to transform it to a higher frequency. Arm in arm, hand in hand, we form our circle of light around the equator of this planet. Halfway. Our light is our gods. It is a connection of all the gods within us. It is a pure, sustaining, everlasting, forever peace, forever in love energy that illuminates and floods and saturates the planet, all life on it, and in it and above it. You can see this light. It's warming. It's brilliant. It's embracing. You feel the total peace with this light. You feel total in love. You begin to become more and more enlightened. All life on this planet becomes more and more enlightened, which means that it moves more into love. And as we elevate ourselves, as we begin to float up above the planet, obviously, why would we not call on our other brothers and sisters, our other parts of us, the other gods? And we do. We call upon the light energy beings who exist in all forms, in all places, in all universes, in all densities, in all dimensions, but they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love. And they are from the highest, deepest, eternal love. They are in bliss. They are in peace. They are in generosity and kindness. And they come in the Guga plexus. And that means that number, they fill this universe. They fill it. Not just one every 10 feet, they fill it. Forming around this little planet, around and merging arm in arm, hand in hand with our circle of light. All of their God comes into this circle. We are humbled by them, because as you look out into the space, all you see is gods of light. All you feel is deep, eternal love. That's it. Imagine what that's doing to this planet and all life on it and in it. And picture it. Visualize it through your heart mind. We're in deep, deep, deep gratitude for them. And they us. And we love them and they love us. We call upon the archangels, cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, all of the angels, all of this civilization, who are of the highest, deepest eternal love, from the highest, deepest eternal love, who are in joy, who are in love, who are in peace, who are in benevolence, who are in generosity, who are in kindness. And they come in massive numbers, in the trillions, and they flock in. And arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us in this circle of light, this God light energy, the golden white pink light, prime source, creator God, mother, father, God, source. They're humbled by them. They're humbled by us. We love them. They love us. We are in deep, deep, deep gratitude for them as they are us. We call upon the Ascended Masters. These are those enlightened ones who have ascended out of body, who have been here tending the civilization in any loving way they can. They are of the highest, deepest, eternal love. They are from the highest, deepest, eternal love. They are in benevolence. They are in kindness. They are in joy. They are in peace. They are in generosity. And they come, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus, El Morya, Abundantia, and many, many, many more. And they come in massive, massive numbers. Many names that have been disappeared from the civilization. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they merge in with the circle of light. We are deeply, deeply, deeply in gratitude for them as they are us. We love them, they love us. And our light expands. We call upon all of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth, all of deep eternal love, highest, all of deep eternal love, from deep eternal love of the highest high. All in benevolence, all in kindness, all in joy, all in peace, all in tranquility. And they come. They come in the billions. And they merge with us, arm in arm, hand in hand. And our light expands. And we are in deep, deep, deep gratitude for them as they are us. And we love them and they love us. We are all one. All of us. We call upon the off-worlders, galactic civilization, whatever you want to call them, off-worlders, galactics, who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love. And they are in benevolence, they are in kindness, they are in generosity. And they have been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, and also assisting us for ourselves, to release ourselves from the bondage that we have created for ourselves. We are in deep, deep, deep gratitude for them. We love them. They are in deep, deep gratitude for us, and they love us. And our light expands. We call upon our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this life. As a matter of fact, all of them and all the lifetimes that we have inhabited, both past and future, and yes, you can be inhabiting a future life, but in a different time. They are all of the deepest, highest eternal love, from the deepest, highest eternal love. They are in benevolence, kindness, generosity. They are in everlasting peace. And they come in massive numbers. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us. And our light expands. And we are in deep, deep, deep gratitude for them as they are for us. We love them and they love us. We call upon all of the light being energy who have decided to be housed in the following forms at this time on and in this planet. They are of the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love. They are in benevolence, kindness, generosity, everlasting peace, joy. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, the mermaids, the dolphins, the whale, Pegasus and the unicorn, and many, many, many more. And they come. They come in massive numbers, in trillions. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they merge with us into the circle of light. And it expands. And we're in deep, deep, deep gratitude for them and all the challenges that have been created for them on and in this planet. We love them and they love us. We look up and we see this massive meditative sphere-setting center circle. It is holding all of our meditations in perpetual motion. It literally saturates the entire universes. And it is saturating with the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love. Source. All that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever. Mother, Father, God. Prime Source, Creator God. Our family. A total, deep, 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 forever peace. We feel it flood us and saturate us. It literally floods our physical bodies and our God bodies, our spirits, our souls. And saturating from head to toe, inside and out. And it fills us. And it reminds us that we are deep, 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 forever peace. This encompasses joy, contentment, lightness, love, care, kindness, happiness, at ease, moving effortlessly, embracing all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, loving all things, all life. Fill it. It fills you. Feel it. It is you. We look down upon the planet, we look at the civilization, all of our brothers and sisters, all life, on, in, and above the planet. All the planets in the solar system. And with one breath, one exhale, we literally flood all in the deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude and forever peace. And you can watch as it floods everything, saturates all life, elevates it, literally moves it up in high frequency harmony and peace forever. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. have that picture in your heart-mind, and you snapped it all together, and it's in full motion, you can see what you're leaving, and you can see what you're creating. And this is a stark comparison of where you've been and why you have been the way you are, and where you are going, and what you are truly are. Joy, peace, love, forever peace. That's in joy, in love, in happiness. You see how you snap it together? You know the matrix. You don't engage it. You don't give it any of your energy. Because if you fear, stress, and you have anxiety, you're giving it energy every step of the way. It can limp and limp and limp, but it can still exist. So you look at your paradise that you are creating. You are moving. You're going through the transition. You see this. You move effortlessly. You're in joy. You're in peace. You're in the now. Only the now. And you transform. Because you've merged with your God. And you are becoming your God. Inside and outside. And this is the true paradise. And you can feel it. We all can. Because it is ever so near, and it is becoming a reality. Take this with you throughout the rest of the day, into the evening, into the night, and into the following morning. We will be back here at 3 p.m. Eastern, July 7th, 2019. We're going to have on Monday a health call. I'm going to make a couple announcements. We're going to go over some applications. I'm going to make an announcement also on a really phenomenal discount on some of the Fulmina products. And we're going to talk about limbic arc. And we're going to talk about several other things. So I would recommend that come Monday you would have something to write with. Because I carry a journal, I write in everything, every thought I have, I write it down. So, forever peace.